Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cannibal Sweetheart. This is not a visual novel where you are to meet a cute-ass cannibal, and I don't think I mind getting my heart ripped out by this one, so hey, let's get started. Warning, this game contains topics and graphic depictions of gore, mutilation, religious trauma, mommy issues, stalking, vomiting, sexual themes, and abuse. If you are sensitive to the content listed, I advise that you close this program. Cannibal Sweetheart is a visual project based on a fantasy premise. I, as the creator, do not condone the actions of Casanova Valentine in real life. This is a work of fiction that is intended to remain fictional. Likewise, I don't think it needs to be said, but all of these games are fictional, and even myself, as I'm playing them, I am playing a character myself, which is someone who's super flirtatious towards these guys, but it doesn't necessarily mean I condone anything they do. Now that you've been disclaimed, you may proceed. We may proceed. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What should we call you? You may call me Lionel. You have such a lovely name. Now that we know your title, we want to make sure that you're referred to correctly. Personal pronouns? I'll go for Captain. Preferred pronoun? Reference pronoun. Captain? Possessive pronoun? Captains. Reflexive pronoun? Herself, himself, themselves. I guess this is still captains. The code will keep that in mind. Thank you for your time, Lionel. I'm so glad that I could actually write captain for this. I'm really happy about that. Be extremely cautious. He remembers your every decision. It will be best not to anger such an unstable individual. You never know what might happen to you. There was a time I had no hope in doctors. Oh, I had hope in doctors. When I first received my diagnosis, I was scared. Being sat down in a cold office and told my arteries were infected terrifies me. The specialist informed me that without any sort of medical interference, I wouldn't have much time left to live. We talked about treatments for a short while, considering how bad my condition's gotten. She heavily emphasized an option. She recommended a full heart transplant. It was obvious the one I had was collapsing with every passing second. What with my hands pressed against my chest for personal comfort, my waking moments were spent in dull misery. With a transplant, I could feel a consistent heartbeat the moment I awoke. I would be able to experience unrushed leisure. I could live my life the way I desired again. Her promises of removing my heartache intrigued me. I requested a spot in the waiting list, to which she named her requirements. A measly, very inexpensive $1.3 million? Well, that's kinda cheap for a heart transplant, I guess. Shit, I should have gotten better insurance. I knew I couldn't afford it at the moment. Even with my life savings and wills I've stacked up from other family members of my family passing, I'd only scratched a couple $100,000 from the price. A moment's silence fell between us. She rubbed my knuckles as I processed the information. What was I to do? With an apologetic tone, she advised that I take up medications in the meantime to nullify the aching. I accepted her offer, for no other choice had been brought into the conversation. That was last year. My condition is still getting worse, but at least the medicines are delaying my inevitable end. Which reminds me, I need to visit the pharmacy later for my medication refill. Cyanide called me about that last night. Beta blockers won't keep me alive for as long as I'd like, but maybe long enough to find other sources of money, as my friend called it, which has guided me down the anonymous path of black markets. Ooh! It's eye-opening to say the least. For each sick service provided, there were even more sick customers willing to throw thousands for that service. My cursor hovered over incomprehensible links on the document I had on the side, looking for any key terms my friend provided that might help. It's nice having connections. Most of these are just crypto miners. The hell am I supposed to do with those? My eyes continued scanning the highlighted text. A lot of prostitution services too. Could I make enough money sleeping with random degenerates? I could, but knowing the kind of crowd that lurked these godforsaken sites, I would either be trafficked or murdered. I sighed, scrolling past the brothel sites. Do I even want to know what bug chasing is? Yeah, I do. I clicked on the link, viewing the tab that quickly popped onto my screen. Oh, maybe if I wasn't edging death, I could make it far into this market. Sadly, heart disease isn't that contagious, nor is it the kind of disease these people are looking for. I closed the page. It seemed as if I had gone through the provided links already, for the document wouldn't scroll any further. I assumed I would have to bother Parasite to look for more options. That was until a new cursor on the document caught my gaze. I leaned forward to follow it closely, my interest being piqued. It moved around in erratic circles before creating a new empty space. You should try this one. I heard the prices were pretty good if you need to buy from a cheap source. Within seconds, a new link was pasted on the page. A newfound hope sparked within me. I guess somehow my colleague figured out I went through all the sites already. So a strange feeling in my gut emerged. That spark of hope drowned within a sudden dread. I thought for a moment. The timing seemed awfully convenient, and my friend's not usually up at 4 in the morning. I hovered my cursor over the pasted text, almost as if I were hesitating. There wasn't anything indicating what the site might be. Unease enveloped my senses. It's not like I have much of a choice, though. Beggars can't be skeptics. Whoa! When I left-clicked, the site loaded almost immediately. Ooh, that's some pretty good encoding then. Shades of red and black replaced the white that once accompanied my monitor. Plasters of text decorated the left side with directories were listed on the right. I scrolled down a little bit to see more photographs of cut open carcasses present in the gallery. Cavities were held open by clasps of metal. Fond memories of my high school physiology class came to mind. Aesthetically, it wasn't too bad. I read the titles aloud to myself. Valentine's Anatomy Distribution. Whether you're in dire need of replacement body parts or are looking for something to spice up your dinner parties, Valentine's Anatomy Distribution has a wide range of organs, bones, and even whole cadavers for you to choose from. If you need any assistance, contact our lead harvester. Thank you for supporting our local family business. Organ trafficking doesn't usually come to mind when people think of family businesses, but whatever pays the bills, I guess. I glanced at the directories on the side. Body parts were separated into categories, making it a lot easier to navigate. It seemed like categories were determined by systems of the body: cardiovascular, muscular, skeletal, and for some reason, reproductive, to name a few. I can get a new penis. Sick freaks. I navigated... Don't call me out like that! I navigated myself to the cardiovascular category. Blood cartons, no. Arteries, no. Lungs, I'm breathing fine right now. Oh, here we go. I scrolled through the selection of hearts available for purchase. A lot of them came from younger donors, if we can even call them that. Photos of said donors were already provided. I had no idea they were necessary though. All I needed were the prices. I couldn't help but pay attention to some of the photos though. They were taken like mugshots, but not a single pair of eyes had any sort of life within them. A cold stare sent a shiver down my spine. It didn't help my case that a majority of them looked like those I knew in my past. I swallowed uncomfortably. My phone started erratically vibrating. I glanced at the screen to check the contact. Caller unknown. Well, that does not seem sus. I stared at the dim light, mentally calculating who this might be. Maybe my colleague had to get a new burner phone. It wasn't rare of it to lose one every 3 weeks. It seemed awfully suspect though. The timing, the phone call, the lack of information. I wasn't even sure if this was my colleague anymore. It was usually preferred text over calls anyway. My hand lingered an inch above my phone, trying to decide if I should pick it up. Well, of course I'm gonna answer, like who else could it be? I mean, it could be something dangerous, but do I care? I don't care. My throat is a little hoarse. I answered the call, holding my phone against the side of my head. Who's this? Whoa, Corazon, what happened to you? How are you? Always gotta be suspicious, huh? A smooth, accented voice emitted from the speaker. I rolled my eyes at the response he gave me. What a charmer. I have every right to be suspect, don't I? Yeah, but you don't need to be so rude. I could practically hear the pout in his voice. It's not that I was trying to come off as ill-mannered, but it's also not like I enjoy calls from strangers. Well, I enjoy calls from strangers. This is fun. And you don't have to be so dismissive of my question, but you seem awfully avoidant on telling me who you are. I heard him laugh a little beneath his breath, which probably stank, not gonna lie. How could you tell the stank from a phone call? Is that possible? Probably. Because it's fun hearing you like this, all confused and annoyed. God, it's attractive. I'm starting to think this guy's getting off on this. Nonetheless, I played along because I love getting people off. Let's go on. Maybe I'd be a little less annoyed if you at least gave a hint of who you really are. I want to know who I'm talking to. Man, I thought you've gotten the idea by now, mi amor. But I guess since your brain is as dysfunctional as your heart... Ah! Ow! My heart! You gotta hurt me like that? I'll be nice and give you a clue. I have never wanted to sock someone in the jaw as much as I do right now. Wait, did he... I'm your friendly little organ harvester. Harvester? Oh, this guy must be from the distribution. Ah, right. Wait, did my VPN expire? Was I no longer anonymous? How the hell did he... How did you get my number? I have my ways. So hard, huh? I bet those arteries are practically suffocating. What with the amount of plaque infested in them, huh? Poor thing. It didn't take me longer than a second to process his words. My stomach dropped at his questions, my dread only growing worse. See, I've taken quite a liking to you, so I wanted to offer my help. I even guided you to my little shop. You'd be stupid not to accept my help. You can't be fucking serious. Oh, but I am. I know all about your little condition, mi vida. Fatty vessels and breathless misery. Coronary artery disease, be damned. Reluctantly, I chuckled in agreement with his statement, but it was strange that he knew more than he should about me. His equable demeanor balanced his uncanniness. I guess since I have the friendly organ harvester on the line, I might as well ask for his assistance. So, how much would a basic functioning heart cost me? You know you have the side open, right? You can just check there. I heard him snicker to himself. Well, it was more like a gremlin giggle. Every vowel was enunciated by his dorkish tone before he ended his little giggle episode with a deep breath. No, I actually got a deal for you. Something I've never offered to any other customer. Don't you feel so special, sweetheart? Don't patronize me, organ freak. What's your offer? I'll hook you up with fresh and healthy heart, along with a surgeon who won't ask questions about your procedure, if you let me take you out on a date. Oh, hell yeah! Why am I so excited for a stranger taking me out on a date? Oh, God. His proclamation caught me off guard. If I knew I could date my way into a surgery, I would have just joined one of those brothels I had at hand. Despite all common sense screaming at me, I egged him on with intrigue. What kind of date? Like going out on dinner? Only if you're the main course. I don't know why I'm suddenly the couch, but okay. I couldn't help but laugh at his stupid joke. So, thinking back on what this guy does for a living, he may not be kidding. You know that cemetery a couple blocks away from the pharmacy? The one with the creeple angel statues and intricate gravestones. La Ville Cemetery? Yeah, that one. I was thinking we grab some snacks, walk around a bit, see how the people La Ville met their dooms, a basic get-to-know-you sort of date. If you have a nice time, I'll get you that surgery. What you say, mi vida? Yeah, like, there's no other answer, but yes, alright. You got yourself a date, my boyo. There it is. Dead ass. I could hear excited yells of Spanish erupt from the other line, and I'm Spanish. I've been doing the count the whole time, which could very well be confused by Italian, but whatever. An unconscious smile took advantage over my lips as I listened to him hype himself up. So his cheers were short-lived once I remembered he was still on the call. He cleared his throat and apologized. So, meet you at the pharmacy at 6 tonight. A late night date, huh? Well, sure. I don't even know what you look like or even your name. How should I know you're not just going to ditch? I'm not the kind of guy, Corazon. I promise. Look for a dude with white wavy hair and a red sweater. Oh God, did I agree to date with an old man? Hey, shut it, heart disease. I'll see you then. Wait! Before I could ask for his name, he left the call, leaving me in silence. I sighed, setting my phone back onto the desk. I closed the tabs on my computer and tossed myself onto the bed. I decided to catch a quick nap so I didn't look like death by the time I met this nameless stranger. My body melted under the covers, as did my distraughtness into nothing. A yawn erupted from my lips. My eyelids had declined, forcing my eyes closed as fatigue controlled my sickly form. I could only hope my desperations didn't lead me to my demise. You agreed to a date with a stranger. Wait, that was an ending? Oh! Well, that was it for Cannibal Sweetheart. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There are other endings to this demo, so if you guys want to play for yourself, link to the game is in the description below. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If there's any other games you want me to play, hey, let me know in the comments below. And as always, I will see you in the next one. This is Lionel, signing out. Ciao.